I always had an idea in my head. Wouldn't it be cool to do a modern Memphis music documentary? Because I had just watched one on Little Rock, Arkansas, believe it or not. And you never really think about the music there, but they made a documentary about it.
Yeah.
And I was like, well, no one's really covered, modern Memphis. All you hear about is blues, Elvis, Stax, the same stuff over and over. And I'm like, there's been so many great artists and music that's come out of here. I mean, it hasn't all been million sellers, but it's still been influential to the world of music. And so that got my mind going. And then I talked to Nan about it. And of course, at the time, we were thinking we'll do about 3 artists.
Yeah.
And just, focus it on in that way. And then as I interviewed people, they would say, oh, you ought to interview this other person too. And it got to where I was interviewing people that I didn't even know that were just Memphis musicians, somehow connected to the scene. And then it just spiraled and it became something where we're like, well, we're just going to go as far as we can with this.
Yeah. When you get to the end and you see the credits scrolling, it's a laundry list of people that were a part of it, but helped make it. This was a team effort. And it was eye-opening. Yeah. I didn't realize there was a punk scene.
Antenna Club, I'm assuming. Was that?
Yes.
Wasn't that?
Yes.
I never went, but I had friends that went to the Antenna Club all the time.
Right.
And I heard that it was a big punk scene there.
Yeah. High Tone.
Yeah.
High Tone.
Yes.
Now, that footage of High Tone, that's not the location it's at now, right?
Right.
Where was it? Was it because it used to be what Growlers is now, correct?
Right. That's the location where we filmed.
Okay.
Well, I didn't. Well, I filmed some of it, but I have to give credit to an organization called Live from Memphis, spearheaded by Chris Reyes. He's a guy that just took his camera around. He had professional equipment and captured a lot of Memphis music at that time in high definition. Mm-hmm. And when you say it was a team effort, that's what it involved, us asking people to use their footage, use their music, artwork, you name it.
It seemed like everyone was generous with allowing you to use their music.
Very much.
It was great. And it was just eye-opening. And going back to crowds, Jeff, when we were talking about the 90s, maybe more people represented, the High Tone was wall-to-wall back then. Listening to these very avant-garde we'll say artistic punk bands.
Yeah.
Very eclectic music.
Very.
Packed.
Yeah.
And that was inspiring to see. I'm like, man, like there was a time, no cell phones back then. You know what I'm saying? It was just a time where people really went out. And I'm not saying they don't now, but it's a different scene.
Yeah.
Let's be honest.
No question. It's a different scene than it was we've talked about the mid to late 80s here. It just, the scene has changed a lot.
And that's what now, because of this show and learning so much about that stage stop sphere of musicians that we've had in here and others outside of it, but it's been a big theme here. At the same time, there was this whole other sphere, whole other circle that I just didn't really knew existed. So thanks to this documentary, it's well done, people. You got to check it out. And then the rap scene, huge, wasn't it?
Yeah. Oh yeah, yeah. People don't realize, how our rap here influenced the entire world of music. And the 3-6 Mafia was a big success story.